From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And good morning. I'm sorry, I just had to get an earful of customer service Amy there. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here on Nevermind the Furthermore for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. Aren't we having fun so far? Oh, yes, we are. Anyway, hope you're having fun this morning. I hope you're ready for a good hump day. Aren't we all? And hope that you're looking forward to the rest of your week being awesome. So far, mine's been okay, and I hope the best for you. Anyway, welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with Creative Conversation and Coffee. And just a little reminder, if you're watching us on Facebook, please like this video. If you enjoy any part of it, share it with your friends. And also, please like the page you're watching it on. If you're on Kathy Jackson's books or Rising Tide Publications page or the Rising Tide Broadcast page, where you can see a bunch of our shows in the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, who is powering this show. And take a screen capture of that. You're going to get 7 days a week worth of entertainment and information from all kinds of great people. Like tomorrow, Ted Talks Timepieces, where he's going to talk about he collects wristwatches, and he's got one he can't quite read. So let's tune in tomorrow and see what that's all about. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern will be Comic Book Spectrum, issue 7 with myself, Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rodman. We're going to review some of the latest releases and talk about subjects from the world of comics, and your participation is essential. Then after that is Creative as Hale with Amy and John Hale, and they're going to be talking about they're going to be talking to a great creative, and I hope Amy will show up later and tell us who that is. And then after that is Stupid O'Clock with Joe Dog McKeel, the Skunk Rocker, and a whole bunch of other great people. Some really fun conversation that you are sure to enjoy. So please check that out. That's the Rising Tide Network. Check out our Facebook page, give it a like, and follow us all of our various platforms. We're all on Facebook, we're all on YouTube, so please like our YouTube offerings if you would. And speaking of things that I like, we also like my Patreon people, and I still haven't loaded that new graphic yet. Anyway, Molly, we love you. But anyway, here are the people that support us on our Rising Tide adventure with a modest financial contribution every month. It's like a subscription to your favorite creator. So please check it out. And many of these people on this you see on the screen have their own Patreon pages. So please check out our content. You will find something to enjoy, I'm sure. And you can find mine at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And also want to thank Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this episode. Plasma Fire Graphics graphics when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your customer. They will become your customer if you've got a dandy graphic on your comic book or your wraparound cover for your paperback, and Jeffrey Hayes is the guy that can do it for you. So please check him out. Also, he has a Facebook page. Check out Plasma Fire Graphics when the look of your book matters to you. And also, a few programming notes, more programming notes. I hope you watched last night's Clever Title Pending that we were still set up for when we started the show. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. It's a great conversation with two amazing friends of mine, two wonderful cosplayers, Kelly Gutner and Vanis Crayley. These two women are just amazing, have so many irons in the fire, and are they're broadcasters, they're crafters, but they're incredible cosplayers, and they talk about what it takes to be a cosplayer, and it's really great conversation. So please check it out. And also don't forget, next week, this coming Tuesday on Clever Title Pending, we have the amazing Rick Bradley. He has been taking the writing world by storm in the last couple of years, and deservedly so. He is part of the crew that is in Pulp Reality #1, the award-winning book. We won an award, a Pulp Factory award, a major award for best anthology and best cover. Congratulations, one and all. And I'm in there too, so please pick it up on Amazon if you would, please. And little programming note, this weekend, this Saturday, I'm going to be on a couple of channels this weekend helping promote some books. And at 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Central, I will be on Kathy Jackson's books page, and we are going to celebrate the release of Written on Her Heart. And it's going to be a really good time. A bunch of really terrific authors are going to be on there in different segments, and we're going to be talking about our creativity. And I'm going to be running a special Nevermind the Furthermore, where you can ask me questions. Have you ever wanted to kick your game up to the next level? Maybe I can help. And then at 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Central. That's with Kathy Jackson's books. At 2:30, I'm going to be working with the wonderful Erin Casey at the Writers Room page. If you've not signed up for that, the Writers Room is a great resource for not just Iowa-based writers, but writers in general. Erin has a number of great talented friends, and we are going to be taking over segments. And again, we'll have a special episode of Nevermind the Furthermore, where you can talk to me, and I'll be talking about my books, and I think I'm going to be talking about the emotional roller coaster that this business can be, because it seems sometimes that for every triumph there is like a little something that knocks you down, takes the wind out of you. But you can get through it. I'm going to try to help you through that. And we can talk about imposter syndrome, any number of things. So please, again, your participation, your questions are welcome, and we'll have more information on that as the day approaches. But that's this coming Saturday, 2:30 Eastern, in the Writers Room page on Facebook, and on Kathy Jackson's books, as well as my pages. We will be celebrating Written on Her Heart, and see how many times I can up that title this time. Last time, Kathy and her husband Matthew were greatly amused at my inability to read my own notes, and I kept talking about what was then written on his heart, and then I started calling it Written on Her Heart, and then Written on Their Heart, Written on Vulcana's heart, Written on Skyman's heart. It was really becoming ludicrous. I'm such a klutz. Anyway, we're going to have fun this weekend, and we hope you enjoy the shows coming up on the Rising Tide Network. Now, who's first this morning? Nicholas Tockard with the Historical Fencing Guild. Good morning, Nevermorians. The mighty Manatee Man, master of marketing, surfaces with the midweek mayhem with more plugs than the Griswold Christmas display. I love that. That is beautiful. And Nick, publicly congratulating you, man. You made a great decision. Nick is turning his full attention to his creative output. Also, please check him out Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on the Historical Fencing Guild channel on YouTube. It is an amazing show about bladed weaponry and combat. And if you're a writer or an artist, especially if you're a comic book artist, this is a show to pay attention to. Put this on your radar because you'll learn a lot. And Nick is so entertaining, and God only knows what he's drinking on the air. It makes him hyper. It's great. Historical Fencing Guild is opening up with a question. As authors, do you have merch? Stares in segue for Brian to plug RT merch. What merch vendors do you use? I have a little merch that I do kind of try to promote. Nothing fancy, although it does make your coffee taste better. And, it's like, that looks rude. That looks almost rude there. But anyway, we have breathing masks. But we have merchandise. We have a little bit of merchandise. So we don't promote that as often as we should probably. But I use Teespring for mine. The reason why and there are other vendors who do something similar. I like the idea of two things. One, that I can make different lines of merchandising with my artwork. And I don't have to be on everything. Now, they offer a great number of things like leggings and hemp shirts and things like that. It's just a number of products that I don't feel fit my brand, or that I don't want to look like I'm, you got $20, you want a hemp shirt? I will whore myself out for your hemp shirt. Well, I would anyway. But I'm comfortable with products that I would buy. And so I have shirts there. I have a couple of I have a women's tee there, I think. I have some other stuff. It's we're pretty fair. It's not just dudes. But also I like the idea that they will handle all my fulfillment for me, and any problems that arise, they'll take care of it. And they do it while I sleep. I don't have to mail anything out. So while if I went to a private vendor and bought like 1,000 shirts, I'd probably make more money, but the convenience for me is worth it. And following up, what merch do you want? That's a good question. I would love to know and that's something I've been meaning to ask. What merch would you like me to carry? And if you go to my, and it's a good, and do you want some Rising Tide merch? Of course you do. Yes, you do. And there is the shortcut to my merch line. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, it's in the description above and in the description below. If you're watching me on YouTube, please like and subscribe, please. It helps me so much. But yeah, merch is a good idea. Nick, what merch do you have? And Teresa Dunn, good morning, Brian, and all creative friends. Mwah to you, darling. Hope you're doing well. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, it's Teresa Dunn's her interview show. She does good stuff, and I don't know who you got on this week, hun. And Skunk Rocker, morning, Nevermorians. Mwah to you too, Skunk. Hope your morning's going well. And hey, yo, from YouTube, Pops Me and Sans coming with a comic talk fresh from the triumphant CromCon, and expanding his broadcasting. I love that. And been catching your shows as always, loving them. And Carl Wisman, love you too. And good morning, all. And Nick, I need food merch. Oh man, I could get into that. I mean, I would love to have like a coffee sponsor. If any coffee sponsors are out there, I am open to your business, assuming you sell good coffee. But Ted Davies has a coffee sponsor. I think that's awesome. But no, we are open to sponsorship opportunities. In fact, we have what I have been told is underpriced. In fact, I set my prices when my YouTube channel was half the size it is now. And we just passed the 480 mark. And so please, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, please do. I would really appreciate that. That helps so much. Because the more self-sustaining we can make this broadcasting thing, the more we can get everyone else's message out. Okay. So yeah, food merch though. I could handle food. If somebody would, somebody has a food thing, I could get behind that. And also, if you have a book and you have a video to go with it, a trailer, such as what Plasma Fire Graphics can make for you, let me know, and you can sponsor episodes of the show. Skunk Rocker says, today's Random Weird Factoid is brought to you by Stupid O'Clock. Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays at 11. That's right, Stupid O'Clock. We sold our souls for Rocky Road and cinnamon rolls. Well, at least you got a good price for it. Anyway, I have nothing left to barter with anyway. And we love Stupid O'Clock. Check them out Thursdays at 9, Saturdays at 11. Great conversation. It kind of reminds me in a way of Red Eye, a show that used to run on Fox like at 3 in the morning called Red Eye. Excuse me a second here. Oh.
Honey, you're getting too close.
That's what you say all the time. Love you.
When I'm pouring hot stuff.
Oh, you are hot stuff, darling.
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetie.
Welcome.
Fresh coffee. Anyway, but yeah, check out that show. Like I said, it started to say, Stupid O'Clock reminds me of a show called Red Eye, back before Greg Gutfeld lost his mind. And it was very intelligent conversation. It was like the kind of, like this is after convention hours conversation. It starts someplace and it goes God knows where. And Red Eye could be like that too. It was very intelligent people talking intelligently, having a good time. It was like a 3 in the morning, the bar is about to close political conversation. I love that show back in the day. And hello all to Carly. Mwah, glad to have you here. Hope your morning is going well. And Cryptid Candles. Oh, dude, that would be amazing. Cryptid Candles. Nick, are you listening? I know you're not a cryptid, but still. And yeah, cinnamon rolls. I've got to hang. That's the one thing. There was a new McAllister's that opened up in West Lafayette very recently. And every time they go in, they keep advertising, try our Cinnabon cheesecake. Try our Cinnabon cheesecake. And Cinnabon is awesome. I love Cinnabons. They're amazing. They're great. And every time we go, we're out of them. We haven't had them in for a while. And it's like the other day we went in and we wanted like some sort of like a Godiva cheesecake instead because they were out of Cinnabons that they were pushing all over the place. And we're out of that too. And, they said, well, we've got plain cheesecake. Would you like that? And I said, what would you like? I said, how about a refund? I'm like, why do you guys keep pushing this stuff when you're out of stock? And finally they found a worthwhile replacement, but we were not happy. And cinnamon rolls, suddenly Carleen is paying attention, and Fire Jolly Ranchers. Oh, that would be good. I like that. Or a candy. And did you eat your cinnamon muffin yet, Carly? And good morning, Grant Lankard. Grant, glad to see you, sir. Mailing out those Beowulfs. Hope you're having a great morning, sir. And nope, BS was too high so far. And you tune into this show and you're going to get less BS. What the hell, Carly? Have you been paying attention? And poor Carly, poor honey. I guess you mean blood sugar. I'm sorry, honey. But it's there waiting for you. And by the way, most cinnamon rolls, if you put them in the oven, or not the oven really, but the microwave for about 6 to 10 seconds, just before the point when the frosting starts to melt. Ooh, la, and la. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you like the video if you know it's good for you. Thank you, Grant Lankard. Now there's a proper thinking American. Remember, every time every time somebody subscribes to my YouTube channel, they strike a blow for freedom. And do you have people you don't like in politics? Well, you hit you subscribe. I'll vote against whoever you want. I promise. Okay, you can buy my vote. All right, Carl Witzman. Hey, Grant. Ever since I liked the video and then the host never showed, I always wait till now to film video rolls. I've noticed that there's a couple of broadcasters that I used to watch, and it's like I think they scheduled their show and the thing starts up, and then they don't show up for like 45 minutes. And it's like, what in the hell? It's like if I. And I think it's going to get worse once StreamYard allows us to pre-schedule. Like right now we pre-schedule shows, as you know, if you're following any of my platforms. But you can also time a video to run. That's one of the top priorities, I guess, they're working on at the moment. So in essence, I could pre-tape an episode of, say, Clever Tile Penning, a pre-recorded episode. And then it would run automatically, and I didn't even have to be there, although I would. And it's the live action of the thing that allows you all to interview the people I have. And thank you again, everyone, last night. Kelly and Bennett loved your questions, people. You came up with some great ones, as always, and Cindy gets high marks for her jokes, so... So you all did. You entertained my guests wonderfully. I'm very proud of you all. Give yourself an extra cinnamon this morning. But yeah, I don't understand that if you're not going to be there to run your damn video. I try to have it going within the first, I think the latest I've been is like 5 minutes. And the things you have to do it within 10 because otherwise Facebook drops your links. Apparently they've gotten burned more often than YouTube, or YouTube just doesn't care. But that's a problem. I think part of it is a lack of professionalism. And I think even if you're doing this on a regular basis, and especially if you are striving to be monetized, you need to be professional at this, which is why that's one of the things I looked for when I was asking people to be a part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network is professionalism. And there's a couple of people that I would have approached, but I'm like, you're light years ahead of me. I'm just holding you back. And they're starting their, I gave them some tools that I'm using, and hopefully it's helping them. So anyway, support our broadcasters that hang out on the show, and hashtag free Joe Dog for live streaming. 11 more days, man. It seems like forever. Wow. And of course, Joe Dog had run a show a few weeks ago, and apparently it got flagged for whatever. And I don't even think Joe Dog knows what reason, but it got inciting violence or some stupid like it was like a moon. It was like one of the SR. I think it was the SR10, wasn't it? Or no, it wasn't the SR10. It was a hot test of the propulsion engine, and it was glorious to watch. And beautiful how it was set up, the engineering of it, because they did it like on a lake in Texas, and they were using the water from the lake to cool the facility, so it didn't, this is a thing that's going to carry a multi-ton payload into upper orbit. And that's a lot of thrust. That's a lot of heat being generated. And what they did was the water would come in, cool it down, and this beautiful cloud of steam would go up over the local interstate and immediately turn to rain. So in essence, it becomes part of the water chain, the water cycle again. It was glorious to watch. But somehow it got flagged by not YouTube, but Facebook. And Joe Dog couldn't get any satisfaction. I had another friend of mine who also had a video flagged, and he couldn't get anyone to tell him what was going on. And then I found out when checking my history, I got flagged for a video. In fact, I took a hit for it from Facebook. And they told me, well, it's been taken down because it's spam. And they told me what date it was, and I went back, but they also told me they had taken the video down. So I don't know what I did and I never got notice of it. So I don't know what I did, and so I don't know how to not do it again. Facebook, wise up. All right, and now, folks, says Carl Witzman, free Joe Dog, right arm. And Amy Hill, the delightful voice of this wonderful show. Amy Hill, mwah, good morning to you, darling. Hey, who have you got a guest tomorrow night? I'm excited to know. And Glenn B. Fleming, good to see you. You were fantastic yesterday on TED Talks, as always. Brian K. Morris, how the devil are you today? Well, you angel, you. I am awesome. Glenn, tell everybody how you're doing. Also, don't forget, Indie Volt Revolt, sequential art collection is they got some more backers. They're looking, if you get 3 more backers on it, they're going to add some more pages to that book. They've already made their goal. In fact, they've made it by almost $600. But the wonderful thing about Indie Volt Revolt, and I'm going to post the link to it, and I hope you all take a look at it. It's going to be a great comic book. Randy Zimmerman of Indie Volt is putting that together, and the thing is, the more people that pledge to it, hold on here, check out Indie Volt Revolt today, and support it, please. There we go. All right. Indie Volt Revolt is a great anthology comic. It looks fantastic. And Glenn B. Fleming has a story in there. I'm so excited. I have pledged to it. And you'll see the address come up in a moment here, and we'll talk about it again in a second. But it's available on Indiegogo right now. They've made their money, they've made their goal, but what they're looking for now are more subscribers, more people to pledge to it, and even $1 will help. Just $1. $1 is worth it, all right? And 10 seconds. I know, isn't that great? Thank you, Skunk Rocker, for our countdown clock. And hello, Carl and Carly. And welcome to the madness. Oh, wait, no, that's the other channel. And there's the one, the only, the darling Lacey Lemke. Mwah, glad to see you, sweetheart. Good morning, one and all. Hope today finds you as well as it has me. My Patreon for Dope Bunny and Clive was approved, and I launched this afternoon. Stay tuned for more of your favorite bunny and bunny lady. I love my bunny lady. Anyway, yeah, check it out. Oh, Lacey, please use the Rising Tide publication page to promote, please, and share it with me so that I can get the word out. And I might be able to give you $1 or something. I've got so many wonderful Patreons that I'm also supporting. So, but it's a great way to directly support your favorite creators. And like I said, if you want to check mine out, mine is at patreon.com/Brian K. Morris, all one word, all lowercase. And we are going to be posting another chapter of The Terrors. I've been working on a writing project for Bobby Nash, and that's been taking up a lot of my time recently, among other things. And we're going to post another chapter of that this week. And we still have yet to do our weekly blog, so I've got to get that done too. The fun just never seems to end. But anyway, it's a great way to directly support your favorite creators, but it's not like we just take the money. You get something for it. And honestly, if it weren't for our tip jar and our Patreon supporters, we would have a tough time staying on the air, to be honest, because there are expenses involved, and I'm grateful for the support and the friendship that we have there. So please check out our Patreon if you would. And I thank you all for your support. And Carleen, wow, Grant is taking the job of filling in for the Dark Mistress. Seriously, does he have a title yet? Perhaps Dark Master? Yeah, Dark Pope of the Dark Church of the Rising Tide. It's not a real religion. It's a tax dodge, but we admit it. Carl Witzman is the Dark Pope. Carleen is the Dark Mrs., and I am the one without a title. It's partly my church too, but I like all good Americans, I refuse a title. Anyway, I imagine what the title is I have when in the green room when I'm not there. But anyways, everyone's saying hello, and there he is, Bobby Nash, BobbyNash.com. Please check him out. Also check out AbrahamSnow.com. Bobby has got he's launched a spin-off series from his very popular Snow action series, which I'm writing a part of. And the 3rd episode is out already. I've got to get me a copy of that. And it's fun stuff. Check out Abraham Snow. If you love adventure novels, if you love things like Matt Helm and stories like that, The Destroyer, Mac Bolan, then this is the book series for you. It's wonderfully written by Bobby Nash. Great world he's letting us play in, and I'm about, I think, almost halfway done with mine first draft, so I'm very happy with it. And good morning, Nevermorians. I'm off to get my 2nd dose of the Pfizer vaccine this morning. Bobby, good for you, young man. Good for you. And keep us posted on how you. Well, Bobby's got a great Patreon too. Please check it out, Bobby Nash, because I'm a patron. Also, and I know we're going to hear about how he's doing. I'm supposed to get mine 1 week from tomorrow. Cookie and I will get our second Moderna shot 1 week from tomorrow, and we're actually looking forward to it. And it's kind of interesting. The local health provider that Cookie and I have used since we got here to Lafayette, they learned I turned 65 recently, and they said, "Hey, come on in. Let's talk about your health." And something I don't. But anyway, knows how to take care of myself now that I'm in my declining years. But I am in good health. I am in pretty good health, really. And no surprises yesterday. I think I surprised the lady that I wasn't as good health as I was, because I don't look it all the time. But I got some good health tips, and got screened for some stuff that I never even thought of, like hepatitis C, that it can happen and show no symptoms. So I got tested for that. But what they told me was interesting. What I thought was what I'm leading to is that they also wanted me to take like a pneumonia shot and a shingles shot, and I don't remember what the other tetanus shot. I haven't had a tetanus shot in 10 years. he said, you should get that. And she asked me about my immunization for the COVID or the Miley Cyrus or the Mycorrhiza Miley Cyrus. And I said, well, I've gotten my first shot, but my second. And she said, don't get your other shots until about a month after you get the second shot, because you don't want everything competing for attention in your immune system. You need to develop the antibodies for the Mycorrhiza Miley Cyrus before you start challenging a little further with the pneumonia and the tetanus and everything. I'm like, I'm on this. So anyway, just a little bit of advice there. And we will be reporting how we're doing after next week. I have to admit, I was moderately nervous about the first shot, and I did have a mild reaction, but I think it was blood sugar more than anything. But they say that the second shot is more likely to have not necessarily serious, but more substantial side effects, but they go away quick is the thing as your immune system builds up. So we'll give you a report. Bobby will be looking at you with bated breath for our own future. But anyway, good luck today, Bobby. And thank you. Remember, BobbyNash.com for some great reading. And great reading is coming down the pike from a Kickstarter campaign I supported. Mr. John Celestri, glad to have you here this morning. Good morning, y'all. I'll be back after finishing my shower. Okay, folks, we're going to have a live cam from John Celestri's shower right now. John will be just as surprised as anyone, I'm sure. Hope one of you brought the loofah. But anyway, John was a recent guest on Clever Title Pending like a week ago or so. Great show. He's a great animator. And man, I could have kept John there for hours. But anyway, it's a great interview. And another great interview we had recently was from the desk of a small press publisher. Morning, all guests scheduled. Next issue of Amazonia Inc. I saw your post. That was great. Time to do some more writing. Yes, sir, it is. Jody McPhee. Also, please subscribe to From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher. Great interviews. And this Saturday, he's going to have a blast. Joe, I don't know if you've ever talked to Kara Nicole before, but she is amazing. She is wonderful. Well, you saw her on Clever Title Pending. She's a darling. I love her. She is fantastic. And she's super talented, not just as a gorgeous cosplayer, and on-model cosplayer. She did a character from Thundercats just last week. That man, she just stepped out of the pages of the comic book or the cartoon. It's great. But anyway, but you're going to have a great time. And Lisa Malone, she is a darling too. Lisa, and in fact, Lisa and Kara will be on Nevermind the Furthermore the last Monday of the month. I believe it's the 26th. I'll have to look at the calendar. But anyway, they're wonderful. And when they said, hey, we want to come on the morning show, I'm like, anything you want, ladies. I am yours to command. And anyway, someone else who has my heart is Molly Daniels. Morning, Amy and all. And Molly, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. We're going to upload those cards the next day or so on Patreon. Everyone saying hello. And Ted Davies, good morning, sir. Great interview last couple weeks with Glenn B. Fleming, sir. I meant to compliment you on those. And also, please check out tomorrow night at tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, Ted Talks Timepieces with a watch that he can't read, and you'll find out why. Also, join him and his wife, Chrissy, on at 6 o'clock Friday night Eastern, 6 o'clock Eastern, for Drinking with the Davies. Another fantastic show. I'm loving that show. Ted asked me, he said, now, should we make this a part of the network, or do I have to go rogue with this? And I'm like, dude, make it part of us. This sounds great. And every episode has been a delight. He and Chris have not disappointed at all. So please check out that show. Also, Friday nights at 7 is Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles, and followed by the Historical Fencing Guild at 8 p.m. with more bladed chicanery from Nicholas Anthony Tockard, now a free agent. Anyway, check him out. And we all love customer service, Amy. Yes, we do. We sincerely do. Grant Langer says, you may find this interesting as a creative. My brother wrote a murder mystery, but never told me about it. Mom spilled the beans at Easter. He refused to send me a link, so I had to internet sleuth. Oh, man. That is, and maybe Carl can give me some insight into the psychology of my brother's odd behavior. That is a little odd, to be honest, because, or at least my feeling is if I'm releasing a book, I want every damn body to know I've done this, and I want every damn body to buy it. And the only way to do that is to let everyone know. That is curious. And it could be a little bit of imposter syndrome, maybe wondering, because I know there are some families, like my old family, that you show that you're a creative person, and it's like, why aren't you doing something practical with your life? Unlike those dreamers like Stephen King and J.K. Rowling who can't make a living at it, right? But anyway, yeah. Well, and it's funny, Grant. My late mother, encouraged my creativity. When she was growing up, she wanted to be a fashion designer. And she showed me her sketches, and they were, oh my God, they were gorgeous. And she was a comic book reader too, by the way. But she became a housewife and squirted out one wretched son. But towards the end of her life, she started looking, especially once I was starting to get more writing stuff done. She turned to writing herself. And when I moved, I found some of her writing that I do intend to publish one day. And then my oldest, dearest friend, Mark Leonard, who appears on this show frequently, he told me that he and my mom were working together on a project. I'm like, she didn't tell me. And he goes, well, I thought you knew. That's why I never brought it up. I'm like, no, I didn't know till this moment, 30 years later. So I love you, Mom. You're awesome. In fact, I have Mom. She's actually off camera here. You think Cookie's shy? No, what happened was I still have her ashes. She wanted to be cremated, and some people go ugh when they hear the story, but no, it wasn't until recently that I remembered where she wanted to be her ashes spread. Now I don't think I can do it because here's a fun funeral fact for you. Many times, without permission, if you spread ashes over privately owned property, which is damn near everywhere, you can be arrested for littering. And but anyway, I thought of a place where I think Mom would like it much better. So I'm keeping her around till we can do it. And Dream Bean, glad to see you here. Hey, how do you feel about the Space Jam sequel? Any thoughts or predictions about the movie? Dream, glad to see you here. Good morning to you. I'm kind of disappointed that they took out the Pepe Le Pew thing, because I think that could have been a good statement. And a virtual apology from Warner Brothers for Pepe's predatory behavior that is no longer in vogue. I never found those cartoons very funny anyway, to be honest, growing up. They weren't my favorites. But anyway, it was just like one joke that kept getting played over and over again. But I think it will do well. But there was something about that first one with Michael Jordan that was just so amazing. And I did like the kind of sequel, and I'm amazed that, like, there was another movie that followed it with Brendan Fraser, and I thought that was not as incredible as the first one, but it was still good. And I'm like, why not? If it's funny and well done, I don't mind. But like I said, I'm a little disappointed about Pepe Le Pew not being in, but let us know what you think. Okay, Dream? I would love to see it. Welcome to the show. And we'll be chatting with Ted Davies tomorrow night. That's right. You've got the one, the only, the amazing Ted Davies. That's right. I forgot. And everybody will be drinking coffee and who knows what else. It's going to be a good interview. It's going to be a fun. Two of my favorite interviewers actually on one show. It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup for your head. Anyway, we've got some more comments, and I am so freaking behind. I am so sorry, people, but let's see here. Oh, if only you could see the wonderful people I'm looking at. Man, am I behind. I didn't realize it. Holy cats. I'm surprised I haven't had a comment up. There we go. Wow, Grant. That's interesting. How do you feel about that? Asked Carly. And John B. Pica, good morning, sir. Hey there, friends and foes. Happy New Comics Day. I know I'm going out after the show to get my new load, and we'll be talking about it tomorrow night on Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central, with our amazing panel and me. Looking forward to that. And John, I think you've got a show tonight that you're doing on new comics. Promote. And Nick Taka says CKOEPP.com, because Cindy is riding on the edge. She's out of control. And again, Kelly and Crayley had a great time last night because of all you guys, and she was a big part of that. And we have a questionable watch in TED Talks timepieces at 10 a.m. Eastern Thursday morning. Then at 11 a.m., more questionable things with Ted and Carl's Cigar Show. Excellent. Where we talk women that smoke cigars and the men that, and probably the men that love them or would kill for the opportunity to. Mel, we got a couple good hours out of Ted tomorrow, and with the assistance of the only Carl Witzman. That's exciting. I need to. This has been a busy roller coaster kind of week, so I'm not as up on what everybody else is doing. Hell, I have to write down what I'm doing just so I remember. And here we go. And Christian Basil is here. The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Arise, Wednesday Morris. Hump Monster, arise. Oh, my audio was off. Sorry. Yeah, I know. That's the mark of a true broadcasting professional, is doing it silently. And Bill Sarden, good morning, Brian and fellow Nevermorians. Count your blessings and get ready for more. Love the sentiment, Bill. Thank you so much. And Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central. Honestly, I am having a show. That's the name of Teresa's show. I think it's a brilliant title. This week, the lovely and beautiful Willow Schuyler. And don't forget Willow's Pillow Talk on the weekends. Get on the pillow with Willow. You'll be glad you did. And one of the reasons I'm surprised my brother has a secret creative life is that growing up, he always used to tease me about drawing and writing stories. That's interesting. I'm sure Carl can make something of it. And hashtag from Bill Sarden, bring Cookie home. Thank you, brother. We are working on it. And Tuesday nights are amazing viewing nights between RTBN and Luke Stone. I had multiple screens running, says Nick Tucker. Yeah, I've got to catch up on Luke's shows. I'm so excited that he started broadcasting. He's great on my shows. I love having him. So please check out what Luke Stone's doing. And Joe Dog McKeel, what do you get when you cross Harry Potter with Spaceballs? Hogwarts. Oh, I butchered that. That was great. Carl Witzman, he's just projecting his own insecurities onto you, Grant. Yeah, it could be. It could be that he's a little fragile inside, maybe, and is afraid. He might be afraid of any potential criticism. That could be it. I know a number of creatives who, and I used to be one of them. Boy, you say one thing, you give me 4.5 stars out of 5, and I am like looking for a razor blade and like a fifth of whiskey and a bottle of sleeping pills. I mean, it used to devastate me. Now it's like 1 star. Bite me. Anyway, but no, you know what you ought to do is you ought to start promoting his book, Grant. Serious. Now, all total seriousness about this. Promote his book and get him some sales and tell him I found your dirty little secret, brother. Anyway, I got to put your show in my calendar, Teresa. Definitely every Thursday night. And Hogsworts, lock up Joe Dog again. And Luke Stone Studios, we were just talking about you, brother. Good morning, Nevermorians. Luke, put a link to your show, please. And I got to catch up on that, man. And tag me on stuff. I want to help promote you, man. And yes, you do, Grant. And Molly Daniels downloaded her app for Metropolis last night. We'll get it in the mail today. My June event was officially postponed as of yesterday, so fingers crossed. Which one was this, Teresa? Which one was this? So far, no cancellations or delays that I didn't know about for 2021, and we're still on target for the 23rd and 24th of this month. We are hitting the road again, and we're going to be at Big River Comic-Con in Hannibal, Missouri. And let me get that. If you had my monthly newsletter, you know where it was. Or if you signed up for my Patreon account right there, you know where it was. And it's in Hannibal, Missouri. And let me get that address for you here. And I just dropped my pen on the floor because that's how I roll. So does the pen right now. Anyway, that's Big River Comic-Con. They've got their event page on Facebook. Please check it out. And it's going to be at 6400 County Road 445 in Hannibal, Missouri. That's going to be on that Friday and Saturday. I am a guest there. Let me get my pen. And it's not my Michaela Jade pen. Thank goodness. Anyway, it's still safe. But no, I will be there. Amy Hale will be a guest. Eric S. Hawkins will be there, and many, many other wonderful creative people. And we'd love for you to show up. I will have brand new material for you, like Pulp Reality #1, the award-winning book that I am in. I'm so happy. And other wonders. Unfortunately, not the Batman book, which is part of my emotional roller coaster this week. For those of you who have been looking forward to that and hadn't heard the news, that book has been taken down by DC Comics. They had an issue with some of the art in it being probably a little too precise. See, the book was canceled because it's too good. All right. And I had an article in there on Vincent Price's Egghead episodes from Batman's second season. So that book will not be, in fact, it's been taken down from Amazon, and many of us didn't even get contributor copies yet. And it's no fault of Jim Beard or Rich Handley. That is not on them. It is not on Crazy 8 Press that published the book. But as of right now, that book has gone out of print immediately. So if anyone got a copy, and that excludes most of the contributors, then you may have an instant collector's item classic there. So anyway, glad you'll be there, Molly. I just found out yesterday I'm going to be leading a discussion on novel writing. So I'm going to be leading a panel under the big fun, and I look forward to seeing you there, Molly. I'll be there too. And Friday, 6 p.m., Drinking with the Davies. Ted and Chris mix up the St. Germain Spritz. Oh, that sounds good. Please join us to start the weekend the Davies way. Yeah, and I meant to tell you, the Tom Collins episode, man, I want to go out and make that now. Although, I'm thinking a Tom Collins with key lime. That might be fun. And there's the Ninja Gango. Good morning to you, my friend from YouTube. I hope you're doing well this morning. And Jobby Pica, for those of you looking for something new to read, his novella, Nightreich, hits retail on Amazon and wherever books are sold this Friday, April 9th, from Seventh Star Press. John, congratulations. Promote, my man, promote. And leggings made of leather and greaves. We think we may go for Rising Tide assless chaps. I'm thinking that's more our speed. And Ryan Permisson, so glad you're here. Thank you for sharing this broadcast. Happy Wednesday, Nevermorians. How are you? How are you? Tell Brian how you are. Check out the latest episode of the podcast, Talking Movies, at Anchor FM, the Nerdcast, episode 93. You got to listen to them all. They're like Pokemon. You got to get them all. Check them out. And, yeah, really. And Nick Tucker, Amazon for Nicholas Tucker for big stompy robots, swordplay, and more. Definitely check out. And he's got a brand new book, a companion to the Simple Sword. I'm looking forward to seeing that book. I really am. And subscribe to this channel on YouTube, Nerd Culture Channel, for more great nerdy content. I endorse it. And morning, peeps. Good morning. Other forms of candy that I dearly love, when you poke a hole in the bag and let them dry out a little. They get a little crunchy on the outside. I love Peeps that way. Anyway, Eric Hawkins, good to see you, sir. Hope your morning is going well, my friend. And Eric is about to launch his Kickstarter for the 3rd issue of Zombie World of Oz. So please contact him about a site. You can check out what he's offering right now. He's got a link where you can be notified. You can ring a little bell and you'll be notified when the campaign launches. All right. And you want to do that. And Molly Daniels says, getting back to work today on that robot story. I will finish it soon, with exclamation marks. So you know she's serious. Excellent. I look forward to that. And I am raising money, says Ryan Permisson, for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention for our campus walk this month. Every little bit helps. Donate there, please. This is a subject that's near and dear to me. I am a suicide attempt survivor myself. And I understand what it takes to drive a person to wanting to end their life. And it is so not right. And we all need the help, all the help we can get. So please consider giving to Ryan. All right. Then thank you. And Ryan, thank you for doing this, man. I love the Nevermorian community, because you guys, a lot of people just talk about changing the world, but you're doing it. You all are doing it. Whether you're creating something incredible or you're doing something to bring awareness of a genuine problem in society. That's why I love you guys. I really do. And the Eric Hawkins has arrived, says Carl Witzman. Yes, he has. And we saw the hand of Cookie, the hand of Goddess, yes, who provides coffee. And yes, and we are drinking this morning fog lifter from Fresh Time Supermarkets, and it's good. We started buying more whole bean coffee, and you have Charles F. Millhouse to blame for that. We hadn't done that in a while. And then Charles, for Christmas, sent me some bean coffee, and I'm like, damn, this is good. I forgot how good this can be. Except when I go to a coffee shop or something, I'm like, why am I not making this at home? So we are. Ryan Bermesen says, always looking for awesome people to be guests on, and I quote, live Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Sign up at that calendar there. I'm going to be on in June, and we're going to have a good time. Ryan and I will give you no permission to not have fun. All right, you say, Brian, I don't want to have fun. No, that you're not gonna not have fun. You're gonna have fun, damn it. So anyway, that's what Ryan and I are gonna do. We're gonna have a blast, and you'll have a blast watching us too. But please sign up for that because Ryan's a great interviewer. And summer reading recommendations. Send him links to your books via direct messenger on Facebook, and I've sent him a couple, and he's liked them so far. I need to send you some links to some books that I loved when I was younger. Action books from the 70s. I'm hugely influenced by pulps and by the action books of the 70s, particularly the works of Don Pendleton, Richard Sapir, and Warren Murphy. I need to send you some links, and thank you so much, Ryan. I love you, man. You're beautiful. And Nicholas Tucker, to answer the question, I don't currently. I do have an affiliate link with Purple Heart Armory where I get a percentage of sales through my link, and there is that link. Buy you some great weaponry. I mean, that stuff is handsome. I've seen it on the Historical Fencing Guild on YouTube, and you ought to subscribe to that channel too. And I know I could easily get Teespring, says Bill Sarn, or 4imprint to supply my merchandise for the artwork of Bill Sarn, but I decided last year to go with Apparel Unlimited in Danville because they're locally owned and ran. We need to support small businesses, not only COVID, but always. No, I agree. If there was somebody in this area that was doing what Teespring does, I would go with a Lafayette-based firm. Now, do they do fulfillment too, or are you doing all your own mail order, Bill? I'm just curious about that because they could get a sale. You never know. And McAllister's, the old MCL building, awesome. May have to take Mom there next Tuesday. Yeah, it's beautiful inside. I haven't been inside of McAllister since I moved here, but I've been to the one in Lafayette and the one now in West Lafayette. And yeah, I think it's been open for about a month and a half now. It's really nice inside, but if you're looking for cheesecake, good God, it's, you have easier time finding the treasure of the Sierra Madres. Skunk Rocker says, sorry, random factoid was interrupted by phone call from boss. Well, that's okay, Skunk. We're glad. I hope it went well. And BS, did someone mention me? Says Bill Sarton. Not by name, just by initials. And when we think of BS, we think of Bill Sarton. Anyway, Skunk Rocker says, anywho, in the video game Maniac Mansion, you could put a hamster in a microwave. That's it. That's the fact. And how many times have you wanted to put a hamster in the microwave and get the hell away from me? Eric Hawkins. Yep, we are still creating comics. Sign up to be notified the second we launch issue number 3 of the Zombieful World of Oz. Kickstarter.com. Check it out there. I am already signed up to get noticed that the minute Eric goes live with that, then you will be notified. And please get that 3rd issue. The first 2 were amazing. Seriously. And Joe Dog McKeel, cinnamon rolls. I just had 2 Wendy's honey chicken biscuits. Yum. Oh my God. Lunch can't come soon enough. Heck with cookie. Feed Brian. And the Skunk Rocker says, I mean, technically, you can put a hamster in the microwave in the sequel, but it doesn't turn into a bloody mess of chips when you push the on button. Well, see, they got it right the first time. They need a life-size microwave you can stick, like other players into a microwave in gaming. And sure, rub it in. Joe Dog searches for candy. And that was a great movie with Ringo Starr. And Nicholas Tucker says, but I'm actually searching my audience for input on what they want to see and what services they use instead of flying blind. Ooh, where do you get your giveaways if you guys use them? Freebies are popular, but have they generated results? I have found more often than not that they don't. Occasionally they'll generate a sale like from a show, if just to remind people where they can get your stuff if they don't have the money on hand at the time, or they're trying to talk themselves into it but haven't quite yet. But I find most of and it could be just the kind of promotion I'm doing, in person, but a lot of times it's just like spitting into the wind. So that's why I do shows like this, and plus I have fun with you guys and gals. Don't want to be sexist. But and we established last night I do like women. But anyway, I have nothing against them except me. But no, we that is a good idea. I know stuff that I kind of gauge it by what I would want to see, because like I said, I have no use for women's leggings. You don't want to see me in leggings, people. It's hideous. But no, it's a great idea. I'll be watching you with interest, as I always do, sir. And you can do the pre-scheduled, pre-recorded thing on YouTube, and you just have to upload to platform first. Okay, I didn't realize. I the way that they talk in StreamYard, it's like that's going to be something you could upload directly into StreamYard. But if you could do it the other way, I'm gonna have to get with you and have you. Joe Dog's my StreamYard guru. Oh, Joe Dog, did you see that webinar they're going to have this week? I think it's Friday. But anyway, I'm signed up for it. I figure we'll all get something from it, hopefully. Nicholas Soccer, and sorry if my commentary too business focused, but thought these might be useful for the viewers to hear and comment on, rather than just pumping Brian, shut up, Christian, for info. Please do. In fact, I love it when you guys bring up subjects. I really do. Granted, this is a very reactive show, but I love it when you guys bring up subjects that we can talk about. So, as long as we stay away from religion and politics, we're going to be okay. So, that's a great question, and it's something I'm a little late to the party with, but and it's not something I push a lot, but we're working on it, and we have made some sales, very modest, but we have made some. Molly Daniels received her second artist sketch, and after a week's wait, was a little disappointed. First artist test was beautiful, but his business expectations were a little shady. I bit the bullet and submitted the proposal to another publisher. I've seen their children's book work and think mine would be a good fit. So I should find out by next month that it's accepted. Keep us posted, Molly. And there are artists out there you can work with. And like Royal Cruz, you might check him out. I don't know, check with Cindy Kep about that. Which is why we have this network thing going, okay? But there are some people that they may have, and I see this a lot in like the independent comics world, where Jim Lee's getting $1 billion a page. Well, I don't draw anywhere near as well as he does, but I demand my $1 billion per page too. And I don't want to do sequential art. I just do pinups. And it's like, so does everyone else. Anyway, and I can get them cheaper and just as good. But yeah, please check it. I'm interested in what the shady part was too. You could PM me that sometime if you would, Molly. And my violation video is still posted. It was so bad they banned me, but not bad enough to remove. And yeah, that just makes no sense whatsoever. The way you've been treated. I've seen other people get the same treatment, and it's like I got that strike, and I don't even know what I did now. It was like back in September of last year. How am I to not get that again? But anyway, I'm getting good at fighting copyright claims. I am getting very good at that. And let's see. Oh, we got this great thing. Oh, an error. Okay, I see what happened there. But anyway, the Rising Tide Broadcast Network says Indiegogo. That is the link to the Indiegogo pledge site for Indie Volt Revolt Sequential Art Collection. Great site with a lot of your favorite Nevermorians on there, like Glenn B. Fleming. And we're going to refresh that page. He needs 3 more, and somebody may wind up with a page of original art. Could that be you? Anyway, but they've got all kinds of great levels, 2 different sets of covers, and super thank you gifts. And also, here's another thing. There is only going to be a finite number of these books printed. They are going to print enough to cover all orders, plus any printing errors and the problems in mailing. And then after that, that's it. That is it. But also, if there's any profits left, it will be divided up among the people that worked on the book, which is beautiful. And it's, let's see, Fairies Wear, some of the stories include Fairies Wear Boots by Seth Anilia Abar. And Hatch by the one, the only Glenn B. Fleming of Comics Unlimited. He's doing a story called Singularity. That looks so cool. And Emily Zelasco from A Piece of Cake is doing Would Ye Not Know More? And The Secret Origin of Mega Moose by the one, the only John Celestri of Dragon's Lair, Space Ace, and Boba Fett on the holidays special for Star Wars. Then Randy Zimmerman is doing a tale from the War of the Worlds with another story featuring a plot by Stuart Kerr and Ralph Griffith, the original creators of the first Arrow iteration of Arrow Comics. Mark Bloodworth's doing the pencil roughs, and the finishes are by Jason Moore. And then Jake Twister telling a modern detective tale of car exploding proportions. And J.D. Calderon and Daphne Lage are combining their talents for a story called Mischievous and Ganda, Losing Your Way. Rick Hosen and Russ Leach, the comic book black belt, is doing a Horseman's Tale, Look But Don't Touch. And J.R. Harris is doing what looks to be a beautiful manga-influenced story called A Traveler's Desire, and much more. And there's new covers by Russ Leach, Daphne Lage, Chris Scalf, and Kirk Jarvinen. That looks really great. So please go to this Indiegogo page and give that project some love, if you would, please. And Glenn B. Fleming has a link there to his Amazon.uk books. He's also available in America. So colonies, get busy and get you some Glenn B. Fleming greatness. He's got a really terrific slate of books there. I'm really looking forward to getting them. And there's some more stuff there. And the Skunk Rocker says, I think Brian forgot to put a space between the URL and the word check. Probably. And oops, I posted twice. Hey, it was so nice you posted twice, Glenn. You're welcome to do that anytime. Amy Hill says, I got flagged last year for a post back like in 2015. Or around there. It was a funny website where you put in your website link and then others click it. It looks like your website. But Kanye West pops up in the corner and says, this is a great website, and I'm going to let you finish, but first. But Beyonce's website was better. Beyonce had the website of the year. Yeah, I was as I'm reading, I didn't quite read ahead, Amy, and I was worried it might be that take you to that video of him trying to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. Oh dear God, that's a travesty. And the funny thing is, it's like Kanye West couldn't hold a steady note to save his life that night, and it kept cutting to reaction shots from Freddie Mercury as he's sort of listening and kind of like giggling as he's hearing this horrific rendition of his classic song. Brian Rahman, good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. Let us shake off the gloomy doomy dooms and enter the humpty humps of hope. These last couple weeks have been crazy, folks, but I am 2 pages away from finishing Memoirs of an Angel #7, his recently successful Kickstarter campaign. If you were able to back the campaign, please head over to Kickstarter and fill out the survey that was sent out last night. Okay, I haven't been to my email yet. I will get that done today. We want you to get your stuff and spell your name right in the book. I will do that today, my friend. Thank you for that. And again, congratulations, man, on that successful Kickstarter campaign. And also, please tune in to if you love Brian's contributions, if you love your dingo dose that you should be getting every week, it's even healthier for you than the Pfizer shot, then please join us on Comic Book Spectrum tomorrow night at 7 p.m. where we review the latest comic releases and talk about funny books, because comic books should be fun. Do you like comics? Well, heck, we do too. And Russell Allen, good morning to you, sir. Good morning, Nevermorians. Work has me run like a chicken with its head cut off. Ooh, that's an image. And much love, miss you guys, and I hope you'll be able to participate soon. Well, Russell Allen, you take care of yourself. You put your head down and get through your day, and you take care of yourself. All right, you need to do that. And Ariana Cherry, Cherry House Press, how you doing? Good morning, Brian. Hope you're well. Hope you are too. Hope you and Josh are doing well. Josh and I got our second vaccination Monday, and then we will turn into COVID-2 zombies. Well, but the thing is also the government tracking nanites. Once you feel them cascading through your system and they take hold, you really, really feel better. Okay, trust me on this. And I'm going to develop like white flesh and a big red circle in my chest. Comic book fans are now on the floor laughing. Now, in other news, if you'd like to know what Cherry House Press has published, check out our bookstore section in our anchor store at Cherry House Wares at www.cherryartwares.art. Definitely. That is great, Ariane. Check out their vast array of wonderful publications. And from the desk of a small press publisher, Jody McPhee says, I had a video muted by Facebook all because I had a WWE. Ooh. Well, of advertising that was on an older episode of this show. But we kept the video up, so the ad still is working, I hope. But the thing is, and I do want to stress this, there are third-party challengers out there. And there are some companies that are legitimately looking out for the people they work for, and that they look for unauthorized use of their material. Now, I've only gotten copyright claims, which are far different from copyright strikes. I've gotten one on Facebook, two on YouTube, and I fought them all successfully because I mentioned this one YouTube channel called Legal Eagle, and he did one on fighting back against copyright claims. And it helped me a lot. And also, YouTube gives you the tools you need and the information you need in order to claim fair use. And I used that, and bam, both of my challenges vanished in 24 hours. Well, actually, one vanished in 24 hours. The other one, I gave it to the person that did the video and said, let me know if this is illegal, if this isn't legal. And they said, no, I know what happened. I've had this before. I will take care of it. But that got taken care of within a day. So anyway, but there are dirty dealers who say, yeah, you give me the money and I'll make this copyright claim go away for my clients. Well, except they aren't their clients. They're just scammers. First, if you get a copyright claim, do a Google search with the name. They tell you who did the strike on you. Take that name and follow it up in the search with the word scam. And every time these guys have come up, okay, and I didn't mention it in my pushback, but I did defend myself knowing there are 4 tenets to fair use as per the Copyright Office. And YouTube tells you what they are, but it's based on does this diminish the commercial viability of the original? How much did you use? In what context? Was it parody or commentary? You can go from there. Anyway, Nicholas Soccer says, looking to get into sword fighting? Maybe fight the pandemic pudge? Martial arts are for everyone. Free through Kindle Unlimited. Price for broke college kids. Check it out. The Simple Sword Historical Fencing Defense ebook. That's a super book. It's a great resource for writers. Definitely. I found my copy again. I've been rearranging the office here, and it got under a pile. Well, I unpiled it, and I'm going to read it again. It was a good book. And beta readers are already giving me feedback on her brand new psychological thriller, Amy Hale's Neurosis. They are loving it, and I'm not surprised. And I'm excited to send Macy and her horrors out into the world. Oh, I'm looking forward to reading that, darling. That and the cover is gorgeous. It's a breathtakingly beautiful cover. But anyway, we had an epic sit down with the host of the Nerd of the Rings on YouTube. This man knows more about Middle Earth than Tolkien did, I think. My goodness, that was such a fantastic episode. Go check it out on the Dastardly Dingoes. Great, great entertaining show. And it's like, man, there were so many of my friends have such amazing broadcasts that I use them now as a reward for getting work done. So, because I want to pay attention to them. And Molly Daniels says, back when I was looking into building mollydaniels.com, I went ahead and had t-shirt made. Website did not get built. And then someone pointed out that MDDC was already taken by somebody who posted explicit pictures of themselves. mollydaniels.com was taken by someone who posted explicit pictures of themselves. I promptly went home and burned my shirt, since I obviously do not post those sort of pics. What, is it just me? Oh, never mind. And no one would ever want to see them if I did. Well, send them to me and I'll give you an honest commentary on it. Okay, Molly? I'm in send me your naked photos. I'm here to help. And Grant is the Dark Ambassador. There we go. Grant Lankard, you are now the Dark Ambassador of the Dark Church of the Rising Tide. Congratulations on your new position, which is probably bent over. Anyway, Brian Rodman says, Russell Allen, I'll be sending you a message today about your request. I'm not ghosting you. I promise. Life is just nuts at the moment. Love you, buddy. Yeah. it's nuts for a lot of us. I understand it myself. As one of Amy Hale's beta readers for Neurosis, I can confirm her above statement, says the one, the only Rick Bradley, who's got nothing to apologize for in the spooky writing area himself. And Molly Dales is looking forward to reading it just like I am. Carlene says they're supposed to warn you that the shot can affect your blood sugar. The thing is, in my case, Carly, the CDC did not release that information until the day after I got my shot. It's like they said, okay, does Brian have his shot? Okay, is his head spinning, or his eyes rolling up in his head? Okay, folks, you should have something to eat before you get your COVID shot. We're telling you now. Just like Freddie and the Dreamers, they're telling you now. So yeah, I had no clue, because I am keeping up on this stuff. I really am. I'm injecting a foreign agent into my body with fresh technology. Yeah, am I concerned? Oh, hell yes. Am I trying to make sure I don't get any sort of, or at least minimize reaction to it? Yeah, kinda. Because I had a reaction to the flu shot this year. I've never had anything like it before. Let's just say that if I could have reached my cell phone, my reaction was such I would not be able to call for help. I couldn't even dial 911. My reaction was so great. And I was genuinely concerned. When your temperature goes up 4 degrees in 20 minutes, call me a worrywart. Call me a silly butt, but I find that concerning. Go figure. Anyway, Rick Bradley says, I'll be getting my first vaccine shot tomorrow morning. How's the 5G reception for the little microchips? They're great. And, like Vin Diesel and Bloodshot, I'm finding I can turn on electronic objects from across the room with just the power of my mind. It's really kind of cool. And I'm getting the government messages in the back of my cerebellum now, so everything is working fine. And I am now officially a Wi-Fi hotspot. Oh, baby. And Ariana Cherry, pick the wrong time to come in here. Anyway, Cherry House Press is taking submissions for our spring-summer issue of the Ankh semi-annual magazine. Check out the submission guidelines at our Facebook page at that address, or on the website for cherryhouseppress.wordpress.com/submissions. Definitely get your name in there. Build your resume. And John Celestri is showering while watching BKM, and that's when Christian died, says Brian Rodman. Oh, yeah. And John is like, what the hell am I hearing? Anyway, Eric Hawkins says, don't be getting those Michigan shots that apparently didn't work for 250. Those must have been the genetic shots. Yeah. Well, I got the RNA ones, so these are evidently the ones they left on the hood of the car all afternoon or something. And good morning to William Quinton from YouTube. Glad to see you. Good morning, William. How the heck are you doing? And Skunk Rocker says, yes, the GPS tracking microchip in every shot of the vaccine runs on sugar by converting it into ethanol and using that to power its little engine. I read it on the internet, so it must be true. Well, I learned on Stupid O'Clock that it could be the 5G broadcast towers that are using Tesla's broadcast energy to power them as well. Maybe that's a backup system, just in case we get that EMP strike when Lithuania invades us. But anyway, this is the show. Follow us for more life hacks. If you've enjoyed these factoids and the false, and we want to be your source for fake news. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please take a moment. Please give this a thumbs up, and please subscribe, because every time you subscribe, a mutant earns his wings. And Nicholas Anthony Tucker says, and for those looking for the Fighting Axe, which is the first sequel to the Simple Sword, it debuted at #1 in fencing and only cost $2.99. You gotta have it. So please check it out from Nicholas Anthony Tucker. Great stuff. And Rick Bradley says, so just in case you are bored and need a good scare or just want an adventure in space, go to his Amazon author page at R. Bradley there at that bit.ly address. And there you'll find the Nightmare Collective, Marvin's Night Out, which he has published himself, Tales of the Weird and Strange, and award-winning Pulp Reality #1. This book here, please check it out. In fact, how awesome is this book? Well, we're behind anyway, so what the heck? Let's run this. Please check this out on Amazon.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on Days Gone By with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com.
If you like fast-paced adventure stories, then Pulp Reality #1 is the book for you. From Stormgate Press, available from stormgatepress.com and from Amazon.com too. From the desk of a small press publisher, subscribe to that channel. Says Facebook muted one of my videos because I had a WWE broadcast on in the background, and they claimed it. None of the show was shown, just the audio got on, and WWE copyright claimed it. Yeah, that's the thing with using music or any sort of audio from another source anymore, because they got the little bots running around. Which I understand. There's like reaction videos are nothing but that, and I think Facebook or YouTube could do well without a lot of those. It's like, I could watch I'm going to do reaction shots of, from the desk of a small press publisher. I didn't know that. Ooh, savage. I'm already rehearsing, so I'm ready. And then you can copyright strike me. How's that sound? And Brian Robbins says, I can't wait for Comic Book Spectrum tomorrow night. Me too. I love that show. I'm loving doing it. I'll be reviewing The Seven Deadly Sins from TKO Presents. It's a supernatural, gritty Western, and he is loving it. Hopefully you won't be giving it scale that Eric Hawkins gave his Western a couple weeks ago. And Comics Pops Van Zandt says, Eric Hawkins, trust me, you don't want Michigan anything except maybe weed. Okay. How would you know, Pops? I thought your strength was as strength of 10 because your heart is pure. Bill Sartin says, join the Far Out and Groovy Kids by clicking on Sartinart76 on Facebook for better days from yesteryear. You can see his snazzy, jazzy, and always sassy sketches that are always available for purchase safe and securely through PayPal, plus other grooviness that's uptight, outright clean out of sight. Woo! So check out the artwork of Bill Sartin, where everything old is new again. Do that thing. It's good stuff. And Nicholas Sonkard, to the not sharing the link situation, some families will attack you for trying to do something creative. Yeah. Yep, mine didn't quite appreciate the free spirit in their midst, I'll tell you that. And Comic Talks with Pops Van Zandt says, 18 watching, 11 likes. Y'all smash that like and share the stream. Thank you, Pops. Thank you. And please also reciprocate on Pops' channels, too. He does some great stuff for the independent comic community, and we love him. We really do. Joe Dog McKeel, anyone ever notice there are some people on social media slower than a herd of turtles stampeding through peanut butter? Bless you, honey. Yeah. There are some people that shouldn't be allowed to breed, vote, and be on social media. That is true. That level of stupid with some people. Bless you again. That level of stupid, something's got to start hurting. It's only fair. And Chandra Free is closing out on the last day of the God Machine. Please check it out, says Russell Allen. Back it and share it out. Help her take it to the limit, just like the Eagles. And Russell Allen, or go to thegodmachine.org. Excellent. Thank you, Russell. Appreciate that. And my dad says, Molly Daniels, not my dad. But anyway, Molly's dad told her a story about a story idea he had, but he never got it written and only told me the basic plot. Now I wish I'd asked more questions. Well, you can still take that plot and give it the Molly Daniels touch, or Kenzie Michaels if it's one of those. Anyway, we are behind, folks, and we do appreciate your patience. And Space Jam sequel, yeah, there's the official Space Jam 2 has just been released, or is about to be released. And there's been some controversy about the Pepe Le Pew segment in it, but it's going to be released. And the Skunkcracker says, yes, they took out Pepe Le Pew. They left in the Clockwork Orange Droogies, the Furry Road War Boys, and Speedy Gonzalez. What? Yeah. Oh, no accounting. And part of my ashes, says Joe Dog McKeel, will be on a ride share to space. The rest will be pressed into a diamond for my daughter. I saw, what was it, Lemmy Kilmister from the late bass player, Ace of Spades, great song. But Lemmy was cremated, when he died about 4 or 5 years ago. And his estate had his ashes packed into a bullet. a live bullet round and a little engraved with Lemmy's signature on it. And he's been mailing them. The estate has been mailing them out the last few years to people who were close to Lemmy. And I thought that is such an amazing idea. I love that. And it is so Lemmy Kilmister. And Nicholas Anthony Talker says, plugging Amanda Talker, author's work. Oh, yeah. Check out Coy Wolf and other great Amazon books by his wife, Amanda Talker, who is wonderful, crazy talented too. Brian Robin says, let me tell you why I love Comic Book Spectrum. I have posted a few things over the last week about movies and books I'm looking forward to, and on every post, someone went out of their way to critique or just flat out hate on what I've posted. CBS is a response to that. It is a positive and fun space where we can just shower praise over the projects we love. We have fun and just enjoy what we're reading. We love comics and we focus on that. Exactly. I always leave that show with a smile on my face. So join us tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for Comic Book Spectrum. It'll be another fun episode. Do I have the card here? Do I have the card so you know what to look for? No, I gotta go over my cards in this. I gotta reload my brand new Patreon card for this. But yeah, that's the thing. I have seen so many shows that are borderline hateful to comics. I don't get it. If you don't like something, why are you peeing on somebody else's parade? Because somebody else likes it. Now, we have had some critical discussions, things we do and do not like about the industry. We have, we're not all Pollyanna on this show. The comics can do no wrong. There's some crappy stuff out there, and there's some crappy operators out there too. We're not giving them, any of them, the time of day. And we actually had somebody that was hating on something that was, he was just so vehement. It was funny in one issue of the Comic Book Spectrum show. So please check it out. We're issue 7. We're calling it issue because all the people on the panel have issues. So issue 7 will be out tomorrow night, published fresh. The ink will still be moist. You'll love it when it's moist. But please check out the show. We are, all the grumpy grumps that, hate on comics, hate on each other. We don't have time for that shit. And I don't mind saying shit for this. And work comes creeping up on Rick Bradley. I think my breaks got smaller and smaller. Still listening, though. Well, we're glad you're still here, Rick. We love you. And William Quinton says, I hope everyone is looking forward to new comic book day at their local comic book shop. I'm going out this afternoon getting mine. And William, please join us for Comic Book Spectrum tomorrow night and join in the conversation. We'd love to have you. Seriously. And Pops, I have a cousin in Michigan, says Eric Hawkins, that has a dispensary. And Comics Talk with Pops and says, Eric, we need to talk. And Brian Robbins says, I'm so excited about the Space Jam sequel. I honestly couldn't care less about basketball, but Space Jam shaped my childhood. Let's be honest, as amazing as Michael was, LeBron is a much better actor, so I think it's going to be a blast. Michael Jordan was as good an actor as he was a baseball player. Let's just put it that way. And the Legend Traveling TARDIS, free cookie, hashtag bring Joe Dog home. Wait. Yeah, let's talk about mixed messages there, but we love you just the same. Nicholas Talker says, as Criven, oh yes, Criven. Also, as Criven is trying to get going, here is her male comedy romance series set at a Ren fair out of the fair. And yes, the series because I bugged them to keep writing. Isn't that the way we do? Anyway, please check that book out. That sounds amazing. I wish I could get Criven on the show, but Criven is a pen name. And it is a pen name for a reason. Otherwise, I'd love to have her on the show. I really would. And hail to Fez, says Pops Van Sant. Well, hail to Pops right back at you. Love you, brother. So the trailer for Batman, the Long Halloween trailer dropped today, says Brian Robin. This is my absolute favorite Batman graphic novel. The movie looks so good. And my goodness, if I didn't know Jensen Ackles was Batman, I'd never have recognized him. He almost sounds like Conroy at times. Ooh, Conroy's the gold standard for Bat voices, I'm telling you. I agree, but I would check that out. That would, I generally don't care for the movies that are based on an existing property because I don't want it too accurate because I've already bought the story. It's in comics and it's wonderful. And I did love All-Star Superman. That was a brilliant film based on the Grant Morrison graphic novel or the trade paperback and a 12-issue maxi series. It was a brilliant movie, but it also pointed out the middle 6 issues weren't necessary. That was sad, but it was a good story, though, and well acted. Joe Dog McKeel says Stupid O'Clock will have a special guest tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Danny Kurtz from Two Real Geeks YouTube channel. They do tour videos of Six Flags Atlanta, geek conventions, and movie filming locations. Tune in. I think I know him. And anyway, yeah, that sounds great. Check out Stupid O'Clock tomorrow night. Check it out all the time. And Luke Stone Studio says sign up for the latest installment of Hybrids. Includes the RPG Quick Play and Issue 1 Remaster. Last of the books for Issue 6 are going out today. That's beautiful news. Can't wait to get mine. And Nicholas Tucker says, and now I have to pause to not invoke the rack of Facebook on the thou shall not spam plugs. Facebook, that's what I say. Nicholas Anthony Tucker, Brian, can they do a text-only version of the Batman book if the images are banned? The thing is, for kind of complicated reasons, the powers that be do not want to do the book without those images. They feel that it would diminish the impact of the volume. It may change down the road. And I think, honestly, we can make a strong case for fair use. And I volunteered my services as an internet lawyer to push back on this. And I think DC probably would. So, because it's basically free advertising for them. What should they matter? Or care, rather. I think that was a Freudian slip on my part. But anyway, yeah, I think they probably could. But as it is right now, the powers that be behind the book don't want to proceed in that manner. Plus, they also don't want to have to challenge DC in court, because DC, whether they win or not, will outspend you. So anyway, John Celestri, Brian Rodman, okay, I'm toweled off and back to my drawing board. Oh, that's right. You better be toweled off. You don't want to drip on that beautiful artwork, man. And Eric Hawkins, we need to do a funding panel at a con sometime. We do. Well, maybe if Deb Logue will have us on Big River Comic Con, 23rd and 24th of this month, April. Please come join us and check them out on Facebook. Great guests. Eric and Amy Hale and myself will be there. Brian Rodman, pray for me this week, my friends. The final pages of Memoirs is a 2-page spread, and most of it is background scenery. I can feel Eric Hawkins' cringe, and Brian's giggling. And I am going to throw myself into this page. It's dark, and it's potentially the most detailed page I've ever created. Get excited. Oh, I am, sir. I am. Enjoy the madness, as Pops Van Zandt, comic-related madness on Facebook, home of CromCon every last weekend of the month. Beautiful stuff. And to Ninja Genko, says Nicholas Tucker, I might be able to help with that armoring problem. This is the man. This is the expert. This is the go-to right here. And Brian Robbins says, I'm toweled off and at the drawing board. John Celestri is now making content that can be found behind the red curtain of your local video store. Well, that book he's doing right now is rather adult, shall we say. The Bloodwing Angel book, which I'm looking forward to greatly. I'm really glad I pledged to that. And Eric Hawkins says, I will have an early bird package that includes issue 3, acrylic logo pin, 4 trading cards, issue 3 logo button, a coaster, and a sketch card, all for $12 plus shipping. Sign me. I'm on that one. And Brian Rodman says, my new coffee maker has a bean grinder inside of it, so now it's only whole bean for me. I'm about as pretentious as one can get now. Yeah, I want, if I were to get a huge windfall, I really do, in my heart of hearts, want one of those all-in-one things where you can get regular brew coffee and everything's ground, and you can also get espresso and the frother and the whole 9 yards. And the controls look like it's fresh off the bridge of the Enterprise. And I want one of those, but the problem is with those, it's like if one component breaks, you pretty much have to replace the whole damn thing. So, as I've said before on the show, I used to have one of those stereo systems where you had like a tuner and an amplifier and separated speakers that you put on different ends of the room and a separate turntable, all of which are different components, and a tape deck. And those were pretty good because if one part breaks, you just replace that part. But I got rid of it. I don't remember. I think the whole system went out at one point. And I said, well, and plus I was living in an apartment at the time. That was it. And so I got all those all-in-one sets. And the problem with that is if one component breaks, you have to get rid of the whole thing. So, because they're cheap enough now, they're not worth repairing. So So it goes. Anyway, Jeffrey Hayes, PlasmaFireGraphics.com, when the look of your book matters to you. Good morning, Brian and Nevermorians. Hope you are making this a great Wednesday for yourself and someone else. Well, you just made it a great one for me, my friend. Jeffrey Hayes at Plasmafire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you. You've seen the ads during the show. He also did the Pulp Reality one that we checked out earlier. Please check out his pricing. You're going to be glad you did. Seriously, it'll help you a lot. And John Celestri says, my Indiegogo campaign for Bloodwing Angels Chronicles is now up on pre-launch. Excellent. Sign up now. Check it out. I'm looking forward to that. Amy Hale says, I was a guest on Russell Allen's show last night. It was fun. Russell's a good guy. He's a good interviewer. He really is. And, of course, it was fun because you were on it, Amy. And Comics Talk with Pop Science at Maximo Raw and Kickstarter. I'm reading it right now. It is pretty solid, big action, big book. Check it out. Will do, my friend, will do. Eric Hawkins, we actually launched the Monday after BRCC, so maybe I'll launch while Brian is on the air. Hey, seriously, if you can, let's talk. Let's talk. Maybe you can be a guest on the show. All right. And Scott Crocker says, Brian, you can there's a video game called The Ship. It's a 1920s themed first-person shooter. I like first-person shooters, where you have to hunt one specific other player on the server. It's really neat. We used to have Halo parties, my friends and I, back in Illinois. It was kind of funny because every time they knew, somebody would say, hey, wait a minute. I got taken out of the picture here. Wait a minute. Somebody shot me in the Brian. Back was there. What was I to do? Anyway, Scott Crocker says one of the things you can do is if they go into a sauna, you can close the door, lock it, and turn the sauna up until they die. Not particularly gruesome. The game is really cartoony, but still cool. That's funny. That is so funny. I love that. And Comics Talk with Pop Van Zandt on YouTube says, Eric Hawkins, I do launch parties and countdown in the madness. Always welcome. Yeah, check him out, Eric. Seriously, do us both, Eric. Have your way with us both, big boy. And Brian Rahman, tip your host, folks. Head on over to patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and throw him monies, or he will show you pictures of himself in leggings. You've been warned. Or worse, I'll show a tight close up with all my leg hairs poking out through the stretch fabric. But thank you, Brian Rodman. Also check out Brian Rodman. He's also got a Patreon page, as is Cindy Cap, as is Eric Hawkins, Amy Hale. A lot of your favorite Nevermorians are on Patreon, and just $1 a month. You'd be surprised how much of a difference that makes. It helps. It has helped keep this show on the air. It really has. Carl Westman says, I was serious. The last thing we need is more coffee cups and physical stuff, but everyone has to eat. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm pretty fussy about how many coffee cups I have. In fact, we're going to have to get like a cabinet for them all. And we regularly go through and get rid of old ones. I think at this point now, I think we only own one coffee cup that we had when we were married. And it was one of those Chinette ones or whatever, the ones that don't break, but they still look like, kind of like China, the cheap ones. But I think we've only got one coffee cup left from when we got married. Everything else, we get one of these, we can get rid of one of the old ones because we've only got so much space to display them. So, but anyway, this is the only one I drink out of, and it should be the only one you drink out of too. Check out our links either above the picture on Facebook or below the picture. Yes, Christian, and then Christian died. Below the picture on YouTube. Carl Westman says, I could eat all the cereal and then frame the cryptid cereal box. There we go. And be sure to check out what's your special surprise. Maybe you'll get the horn. And Nick Tucker, artist friends, what is the base per page rate? What do you guys charge for commission art? Oh, I know that varies. It does vary. And Carl has a desperate message here. # don't die feed Carl. Now that we've talked about cinnamon buns all morning, and my mouth is still watering on that one too. And sign up, says Nicholas Anthony Tucker, to get information on Hybrids issue number 7 and the Hybrids the Sons of Gods RPG quick play at that Indiegogo part right there. I've got to check. I'm signed up for the issue 6. I think it is. I'm supposed to be getting that, and I will get issue 7. As God is my witness. Anyway, Rick Bradley says, with what I've seen in my days, Brian in leggings doesn't even break the top 10 most disturbing things I've seen. That's because you haven't hung around me long enough. I will be the top 10. And love y'all, says Joe Dong McKeel. Go and tap out early today. Pain tolerance level is down past few days, and the bed has been my friend. Shut up, Christian. Well, if you need a snuggle buddy, I can bring Christian over to your house. Just ignore the sound of the shutters as they click repeatedly just before they go on YouPorn. Anyway, and Pornhub, where you can find Christian daily. Anyway, Joe Dog, take care of yourself, brother. Seriously, take care of yourself. We worry about you. All right. And we love you too. And Cindy Cap, we love you too. Mwah, morning, all y'all. And you can check out me on Smashwords and no copyright violations there. Damn right. Thank you very much, Cindy Cap. Also, please go to ckoepp.com for some great literature and some great comic books coming your way too, from the incredible mind of Cindy Cap and her fingers too. And Amanda Tockard will have you draw. Crying wolf, more definitely coy wolf. Check out her work too. Joe Dog McKeel says YouTube gives you a chance to fight. Bug Book slaps you and ignores you pretty much. Yeah, and the thing is, when I did my pushback on YouTube, I got the results within 24 hours. It took a solid week to hear anything back from Facebook. Not that I cared, because if they were going to put a claim on, I'd just take the video down, you know. And this is hilarious. Here's another thing. The copyright claim that was made on a video. I have two videos with the same thing. It's the comment dump video, and the first version did not get a strike, but the second one did. So that kind of led me to believe I just got accidentally fingered. Shut up, Christian. And then they went after that, but they didn't go after the other one. So I'm ready. And yes, definitely Carl speaks for us all. Take care of Joe Dog. Take care of yourself, brother. And Big Stomping Robots, Simple Swords, and Fighting Axes from Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockard on Amazon. Check it out. And check out Cindy Cap's monthly newsletter at ckoepp.com. Check it out. It comes out around the 25th of the month, and it is always entertaining. You'll feel better after reading it. I'm not joking. You will. And Brian Rahman, so after this week, what will I be working on? I'm so glad you asked. It's like you read my mind, young man. Next week, I begin the artwork for my upcoming post-apocalyptic action comedy limited series, The Nebulizer. The Nebulizer is about a chronic asthmatic and his feisty AI-controlled nebulizer suit as they fight through a post-apocalyptic world filled with allergen mutants. It's Bubble Boy meets Mad Max. Head on over to brianrodman.com and sign up for the newsletter to get a sneak peek at the glorious results to come. And check it out. Roll Cruise's cool art. And if you want to see more, the Patreon folks get a digital ash can of Animal House, Animal Eye tonight. This is better than Animal House. Oh man, I'm excited to see this. I really am. I got to see a sneak peek of kind of like a pre-edited version of the comic book. Oh my God, Cindy, Cindy, we will work. I would like to work with you and set you up with some people. And you and I need to talk about, you getting back on my shows and stuff. So, and Jack Napier, good morning to you, man. I haven't talked to you in forever. Good morning, everyone. I'm actually awake. Well, sir, the secret is covfefe. I'm glad you're here, Jack. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Okay, someone tell Starship to get out of my head. Trying to watch the show, and all I hear is Jane, Jane, Jane. It says Skunk Rocker. That's a great song. I love that song. And better than Sarah. I mean, they're both good songs, but at least Jane freaking rocks. It does. Wasn't that one of the last ones with Paul Kantner in the group? I mean, before they became, I mean, We Built the City as a clever song, but it's a total waste of Grace Slick. You know what I'm saying? And, Mickey Thomas is a fantastic vocalist. I loved him when he was, fooling around and fell in love with Elvin Bishop. Take that how you will. But, it's just that Starship became more and more mainstream, and I'm still, of course, I started with the Jefferson Jefferson Airplane days. I mean, I even had the album before Grace Slick. All right. Anyway, Cindy Keps says, check out quadcity.com. QuadCon is pretty nearly every weekend in different spots. Madison, Wisconsin this weekend with the great Henri Compound will be there. Please check him out and get that Yi Sun Chin book. They are amazingly good comics. And Omaha next weekend. I thought I'd signed on for Omaha weekend from next, but it was a different Omaha show later this year. I still might squeak in for the 17th, but if not, it's okay. Bad bookkeeping on my part. Yeah, and I wanted to get in on Burlington, Iowa, but I never heard back from John. I'm going to just have to email him directly and see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to try to get in a couple shows with him just to check it out. Because maybe he's not answering me because there was somebody I want to avoid at these shows, a Peoria-based person, and I use that term liberally, charitably too, that I don't have a good relationship with. And it is a personal matter. Last time I saw him, I threatened to take him out in the parking lot and beat him till he went into a coma. But anyway, I just soon not burden the promoter with that. But anyway, but yeah, hopefully we can be at a show together. I'm hoping we can. I'm seriously looking at July in Des Moines. I think it is for the Indie Author Book Expo. We'll see what happens. We're still in flux, as it were. And Skunk, I was thinking about the Jetsons. Jane, stop this crazy thing, says Carl Witzman. And Dastardly Dingo's goodness at that address from Cindy Kep. Check it out. Also, that's magical fun for everyone. John B. Pike. John, hope your morning's going well. Check out Back in the Cereal Box, 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings Eastern time. And Skunk Rocker says, well, I know what I'm doing when I get home and get access to Premiere. There we go. Your day is complete. And Cindy Kemp says, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, they're on YouTube. Please give that channel a like if you would. Like the videos and subscribe. And Jane says, oh, wait, wrong band. Yeah, that's somebody different, Pops Van saying. Totally different. And new book coming soon from Amy Hale. That's going to be a great book. I'm looking forward to that. And Skunk Rocker continues, yeah, that's a good one too. I wonder, like, there's all these songs with the name Jane in them that rock, and they can't be all about pod. Maybe people named Jane are just naturally cool. I know a couple Janes, and they are cool. See, that's why I don't like the term Karen, for these entitled people that, demand their way to the exclusion of the concerns and safety of others. And then immediately, I demand to speak to your supervisor. And it's like, I hate it because every Karen I've ever known has been a wonderful, intelligent woman. I've got a couple other names, but Karen would not be one of them. Scott Parker says, are there any Janes watching this right now? And if so, are you cool? You're probably cool. I would venture, I'd bet the mortgage money say, Skunk, they are cool if they're watching this show. This show makes them cool. And Cindy Kemp says, break-ins too soon. Tune into everyone's podcast. I may be the only Nevermorian without one right now. But don't forget to tip your host. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. I love you. And bring Cookie home. Sign up for Rising Tide's newsletter. Thank you so much. And you can sign up for it right there at risingtide.pub. Check out the top of the page, and you'll find a direct link. You can put in your information, or if you have Facebook Direct Messenger, send me your email address. I do not share it or sell my email list. You are mine. Oh, mine, you sexy thing. You sexy thing. And so, and we just had a comment dump. And so, and let's see here. We're going to catch up. And, excuse me. Okay, we found it. Okay, we're back. And then we went past it. And let's see. There we go. And Glenn B. Fleming, there we go. We get back to you, brother. I used music written by a musician friend of mine on a film. He gave me special permission, even a letter from him to whom it may concern, so I could use it. Then his publishing company came after me, and I had to take it off the film. As you Americans would say, go figure. We do say that, and I say that usually in terms of my copyright claim. So, yeah, that's it. And like I said, there are some legitimate third-party protectors of copyright, of IP. There was an incident about 2 years ago, I think, with a pair of young commenters. Again, I don't see the use for it. But what they would do is just run somebody else's entire video, then come on the end and just say, well, I think it's stupid. Well, I like it. Well, I think it's stupid. Okay, next video. So they weren't really adding to it, and they wound up using somebody's videos to a large extent, and they wound up getting like something like an $8,000 bill. And of course, they're picking on us because we're fill in the blank. And most people are saying, no, you legitimately did nothing to transform the video. You just ran it again, was all there is. But if you provide commentary, like legitimate commentary, then it's commentary. And what was it? And of course, there was the classic case with Akkad, who's a conservative commentator from Great Britain, who used a social justice warrior's video, but trimmed it like a 45-minute video down to about, like, say, 6 minutes, and added no commentary except for the name of it, which was a poke at the person who had made the original video. The Akilah Hughes was her name. and Zargon of Akkad, I think it is. Zargon of Akkad. Anyway, she took him to court. He fought back. He won. He proved all of his fair use points. And he not only got that, but he also got legal fees from her too. So, but you got to be careful these days. Using music of any type, you got to be sure that you have the rights to it, or you could get a copyright claim or a strike. Scott Carter says, when I die, I don't want to be buried and I don't want to be cremated. I want somebody to throw my corpse through the window of a Walmart. I'm there for you, Skunk. I will be there. You just let me know. And bonus points if you set me on fire first. Well, your wish is my command, young man. Molly Daniels, you're not alone, Cindy. The only thing I post is my karaoke attempts. Sometimes it's a hit and sometimes it's a miss. They're all hits because you did them. Brian Robin says, well, it's about that time. Everyone go out into the world and light up the darkness with your stories and talents. Brian, thank you for all you do, brother. Back at you, man. Like one. So thankful for your friendship and the Rising Tide Network mentality. Back at you, dude. Back at you, man. That's we got the right attitude. That's what it is. Have a great one, everyone. Hashtag feed cookie, hashtag bring cookie home, hashtag laugh like the shadow. Your wish is my command. That feels good. Anyway, and Brian said a naughty word. That's how strongly I feel about Skunk. And jeans are cool, says Pops Van Zandt. And Carl Witzman seeks back in with a sandwich and a much better attitude. Well, good. You got to keep your blood sugar up, Carl. That's important. And Luke Stone Studio says, honestly, were it not for the baseball strike, Jordan would have gone pro. He batted over 200 this last year. He was getting there, but dude couldn't act. It wasn't painful to watch him. But he was clearly outclassed by many of the other performers, live or otherwise. But he's got a good heart. Carl Witzman makes note of Skunk's last wish is using a catapult. Okay, I think a trebuchet would work even better. Cogs talking Potsdam and saying CromCon 13, the 1-year anniversary event was booked and scheduled in 12 hours. Thanks to all that are going to be there to make our best event yet. I stayed away, Pops. I did my part. No, anyway, I'll be checking in on you. You know I will. And absolutely 100% says Skunk Rocker. In fact, if you can use a trebuchet, see, I told you, a trebuchet. That would be even better because I used to play a lot of Age of Empires 2, and for some reason we thought the trebuchet was hilarious. Well, I love the trebuchet because if I remember correctly, that's like a counterweight, as opposed to like a spring action. I think it takes more science. So I love the trebuchet, especially since I'm a fan of Punkin' Chunkin'. And Carl Witzman, Age of Empires, yet Age of Empires, yes, trebuchet is on. I'm with you, Carl. I'm ready to help you move it. I really am. Scott Crocker says, yeah, we used to play it over, Ian, in high school when we were supposed to be learning how to use Microsoft Office because everyone that was playing already knew how to use Microsoft Office. Well, yeah. So, basically it's the back row of computer dorks that were troublemakers, and so there'd be like 8 of us going at it. I just like to play as the Goths and sack the Romans. Who doesn't like a good sacking every now and then? Yeah. And Scott Clark says, of course, I always had that one friend that just had to play as the Chinese, and they're stupid learning everything faster than everyone else. BS. Yeah. There's always one in every classroom, isn't there? Hate them, right? And from the Decimal Small Press Publisher, less than 30 minutes until time to feed Cookie. I'm getting there. And smash the like. Thank you, Pops Van Zandt. And also, please check out Pops Van Zandt's channels, Comic Talk and Comic Madness, and give him some love, some subscription love, too. It is greatly appreciated. Jack Napier says Russell Allen is a good interviewer because either him, the guest, or the chat will derail the conversation, and it always makes it fun. Well, this show is living proof of derailed conversation. So, Clyde Hall, good morning, sir. Good to see you. Brian, great show last night with Phoenix Sister Cosplays. Yes, it was. Please check that show out from last night. I'm very happy with it. And thank you for being there, Clyde. We love you. And Kelly and I are taping an episode today for a new retro comic book show. Please pray that I can sound interesting and knowledgeable. Well, I've got at least 6 examples of you being awesome, and that's Comic Book Spectrum, which will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with Clyde Hall and Eric Hawkins and Brian Rodman and myself. We talk comics. Do you love comics? Well, we do too. Funny that. And please check it out. We'll have some great new books to review, as well as some commentary. And I've already got a list of things we can talk about. I'm sure we'll be talking today, guys, as soon as I get back from my local comic bunker. And wait, Brian played Halo, Meta, and I still play Halo. We Cookie and I teamed up, and we got through the Halo 2, I think it was, at the legendary level, so you could hear all the swearing at the end. We did it between two of us. That was a great game. And I got busy with my writing, so I kind of gave up video gaming. But Cookie, I'm a button masher. I'm totally a button masher. But Cookie got real good at it. And Brian Rodman's Patreon page, go there, explore, be amazed. You will. He's got a lot of good stuff. Please check it out. And Luke Stone Studio says, I'm $65 per page for digital pencils and inks, but that's just right for my business. Yeah. That's it. And I know another guy that charges $60 for pencils and inks. And it is all part of it is what the market will bear, what it's worth to you. And it was when I say you, it's not just you, the person that wants to commission, but the person who's creating the art. So there's a lot of great artists out there, like Luke Stone, and some of my various friends. So, if you're looking for an artist, let me know. I'll hook you up with some of these great people. And Luke, we are going to work together this year. That's my promise to you. And while I dance, I've hopefully signed up for the June 5th event. I hope you are too. And the Skunk Rocker says, I charge $20 for a spread. No, that's not what I meant, Christian. Stop it. Suddenly Christian perks up once again, and I'm not talking about paying attention. And Brian arrives to the con in style via the Fez copter. Hashtag get to the chopper. Come with me if you want to live. We're going to have a fun weekend, that's for sure. Russell Allen, thank you. Looking forward to Big River Comic Con. It'll be good to get back on the road again. And also, I don't make comic books, so I guess I don't really count, but I have done like ads and flyers and stuff. Yeah, and he's done the countdown clock to the show, which I get compliments almost every week on that thing. I really do, Skunk. I love you, man. I appreciate you doing that for me. And I knew a Jane and Karen that were best friends. They were both pretty cool, says Pops Van Sant. Well, see, there's your proof. And jeans are cool, says Amy Hale, just as cool as bow ties and fezzes. And I wrote about one there, Shadows of Jane. Oh, way to work it, Amy. Way to work it, girl. I'm telling you, I'm proud of you. And also, Amazon Shadows Jane trilogy. So when one Jane just isn't enough, you can have a three-way. I mean, a trilogy of them. Something like that. And corrected link. Okay, thank you. And Steve is lurking, says Pops Van Sant, and 9 watching, 8 likes. It's Steve. Steve, I thought you were too busy watching the Great Wall of China from the moon. Glad to have you here, Steve. Always glad to have an expert in here that knows more than the experts. And thanks for all you do, Brian. Everyone have a great day. Stay safe. Ted Davies, thank you. Looking forward to tomorrow. And with TED Talks timepieces at 10, 11 o'clock is the cigar show with Ted and Carl Witzman. Gotta tune in for that. That's always interesting. Even if you don't smoke, it's a great show. And also Drinking with the Davies, Friday night at 6 p.m. on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Proud to have you here. And check out everything he does. And plus, he's going to be on tomorrow night with Amy Hale on. She's going to have a hail of a great conversation with one hail of a great guy. On Creative is Hale at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Time. And Skunk Rocker, Great Minds Think Alike. Yeah. Or severely damaged ones in our case, and watches burning body miss the window and lands on roof. This could work, says Carl Whitson. I'm thinking so. And tie firecrackers to the body too. See? And the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, who would know, says a trebuchet is functionally easier to build and more powerful than a catapult, but a catapult takes less space and would operate better launching a 150 to 200-pound body from a mount in a truck bed. This answer brought to you by the Historical Fencing Guild. Check them out Friday nights at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central on the Historical Fencing Guild page on YouTube, and please give that page some love on subscriptions there. And check out the newest song by Trickle Down Rehab, Wally Wood is Burning, says Carl Witzman. And I'm going to do a cover version of that, Bloodhound Gang song, The Roof is on fire, burn, mother, burn. I'm there, stopping my comments so the cookie can eat. Thank you, Carl. Love you, man. And Jack Napier, Brian, you can't be a button masher and a shooter that's more for fighters. Watch me. Just watch me. I will do that thing. And Jack Napier, and you can't compare your show to Russell's because your show is a complete derailment. Russell tries not to have a derailment with having the derailment. Yeah, by having the derailment, he proves the derailment. It's like Schrodinger's interview show, right? It wasn't a derailment until you acknowledged the derailment, but until then, it wasn't a derailment. I get it. I totes get it. Yeah, this show is a derailment. The other two shows not so much. They actually have some structure to them. And so thank you, Jack. I'm glad to see you here, man. Always miss you being on this show. But yeah, and please, last night a show that was not a derailment was last night's Clever Tile Penning with Kelly Gutner of Pretty Canary Cosplay and Vanis Crayley of Crayley Cosplay, and together they are the wonderful Phoenix Sisters cosplay pair, and they also have other things going. Please watch that show last night. Kelly also does a lot of broadcasting now, mostly for John B. Pica, and she's developing her own shows, and she's growing people. She's growing. You will love her. So seriously, please check out that show last night. I'm so happy with it. And the audience questions, ooh la la, and Cindy kept the jokes coming. Clever Tile Penning every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central, with occasional specials. Scott Crocker, yes, that's right. We should all say that. Don't die, feed cookie. And if there isn't a Walmart in your area, consider Costco. I don't like them either. The closest Costco we have is an hour away in Indianapolis. The problem is with places like that or Sam's Club is that it's just me and Cookie. We don't have any children. We don't have any pets. We only have too many comic books. And we can't really justify buying the 15 roll box of paper towels. I go through a roll of paper towels like once every 2 years. We're not exactly heavy consumers in that regard. So, but anyway, Back in the Cereal Box is back and been in client meetings, so I missed a lot. And we missed you, John B. Pica. Check out johnpica.com. Also, check out Back in the Cereal Box every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And he's also got a show, I think, tonight at 9, where he's going to tell what he got at the comic shop. And that's always interesting, John. And appreciate you being here, man. Hope all's going well, seriously. And one of these days I gotta get you on one of my shows. I seriously do. What's wrong with me? Imposter syndrome is kicking in. But anyway, please check out all the wonderful, talented people, all the links you've seen here on this show. You've got friends, man. You've got friends in the Nevermorians, and a lot of them are doing such crazy, cool stuff that I am in awe of you guys. And Jack Napier says, Brian, if you guys go through a paper towel roll every 1 or 2 years, that means you'll be really well stocked if you go to Costco or Sam's, and I won't need them anymore. The only thing after a while, the only thing we were getting from Sam's Club was gasoline. And that's about the only thing we can use, that Costco has, because we only have so much space. It's not like we're stocking up toilet rolls for the next pandemic, which we probably should. But we'll get it. Anyway, thank you, Jack Napier. Appreciate you being here, guy. And appreciate all of you being here, too. And it is 2 minutes till noon. So as we are recording this, if you're watching us live, thank you for your interaction. If you're watching us on the rerun, thank you for your patronage. We do appreciate you every bit as much as the live people. I should say that more at the start of the show. But anyway, we're gonna close down the show here. We're gonna get into the spotlight dance, and then we're out to the parking lot. So anyway, folks, please don't forget tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, tomorrow Thursday, a packed day of entertainment from the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And here is a graphic for you. Please take a screenshot, scribble this down. You'll be glad to see it. All times are Eastern, and so you figure out where you live and where you stack in the great divide here. But anyway, the Rising Tide Broadcast Network has great variety, I've got to say, of entertaining and informational shows. 7 days a week. How cool is that? And tomorrow is going to be no exception. In the morning, we start with TED Talks Timepieces at 10 a.m. Eastern, and he's going to talk about a wristwatch that he likes, but he can't read it easily. And what the hell is that about? Well, we'll tune into TED Talks Timepieces tomorrow at 10 a.m. and you'll find out. Followed by Ted and Carl's Cigar Show at 11 a.m., where they discuss the finer points of tobacco appreciation. Even if you're not a smoker, it's a fun show to watch. And then At 7 p.m., a full evening of great conversation, starting with 7 p.m. Comic Book Spectrum with Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, Brian Rodman, and myself, where we talk about comic books of today and the past and the future. We discuss comic book issues, and your input is always welcome. It's going to be a fun show as always. Issue 7 will be tonight. And we say issues rather than episodes because we've all got issues, believe me. And at 8 p.m., Creative as Hale with Amy and John Hale, where they're going to interview the one, the only Ted Davies on that great show. Please check that out. And then followed by Stupid O'Clock with Joe Dog McKeel, the Skunk Rocker, and Dan, John, Heather, and all kinds of wonderful folks on there. Check it out. It's great late night conversation on a variety of cool, geeky subjects. And starting at 9 p.m. And stay tuned at 11 p.m. for the Stupid After Show. You will love it too. That's where the hair gets let down. And there's not so many filters. They go take them out and they get the raw, uncensored Joe Dog. So anyway, please check that show out. It is great entertainment. You will love it. Also, again, thank you to our Patreon subscribers and Molly, who is on the graphic that I haven't loaded on this page yet. I think I got on one of my pages, but this one wasn't it. Anyway, please check it out. It's for a modest monthly stipend, you can support your favorite creator, many of whom that you see on the screen right now have their own Patreon pages, and you can check them out as well. But we don't just take your money and give you nothing but our love for it. We give you love and something extra, like in my case, blogs, peeks at works in progress, rantings, ravings, videos, all kinds of cool stuff. So please go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and find out what we have. And we've got a few more comments. Have a great day, everyone. Jack Napier, thank you for being here. You have a great one too. And another good, if somewhat disturbing show that then it has met the rising tide standard for disturbing. We're glad you're here, Carl. Thank you. And we'll get that trebuchet taken down to Skunk soon. And hopefully not too soon, though. Carly, and Carl Witzman, disturbing as compared to which other episode? See? I told you. Thank you, Carly. Well, much love. And Carly and Carl, now that once we get our shots, once I get my cookie and my shots, we're going to have that lunch together. I swear to God. And who would have thought there's an uncensored version of the show? Well, we never censor the show. No way do we censor the show. You can bet that we are going to give you the raw, unfiltered mother version every time. Okay. So anyway, we like moms, and I'll plead the Fifth Amendment. I'd like to have a fifth too, and it's not too soon in the day for that. And hashtag Brian fail. Brian died later. Oh yeah, it's past noon. I'm dead. I'm a dead man walking. But anyway, thank you all for your concern for my limited lifespan, and thank you all for being here and making the show awesome. Seriously awesome. And also thank you to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network for encouragement and powering this show. There are new empowerers, and we couldn't be happier. We're all doing great stuff here. And please check out the other shows on the network. Please like their Facebook pages, and please subscribe. That helps us so much. It really does. And also huge thanks to Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your reader, so it better matter to you. If you want to sell that book or that comic book, check out Jeffrey Hayes, and also check out the Plasma Fire Graphics Facebook page, because it's pretty awesome too. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. And also that's about it, I'm thinking. So we're going to scroll down to where we need to be so we can get this show on the road. Thank you all for watching today. And it's the middle of the week. We're now officially halfway through the work week. So take some time for yourself today and do something fun, do something creative, and be sure to share it with the world, because you don't know who you're inspiring, because that's the way the Rising Tide works. So thank you all for your ongoing support and love. And thank you for helping me get through the last week and a half. It's been a roller coaster, like I said. So anyway, folks, thank you all for being here. We'll see you again tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on Comic Book Spectrum. And we'll see you Friday morning on Nevermind the Furthermore, another edition of this extravaganza. So as always, folks, thank you for being here. And remember, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Make someone else stay awesome too. Thank you for being here on Nevermind the Furthermore. See you tomorrow night and Friday. Bye-bye.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself.
Ho, ho, ho.
Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.